What if the headache you've been ignoring is trying to warn you about something important? Not next week, not next month, right now. Every day, millions of Americans reach for painkillers without ever asking a simple question. What type of headache am I actually having? And that is where the mistake begins, because not all headaches are the same. Some are caused by stress. Some are linked to changes inside the brain. Some are triggered by medications people take every day. And some can be a sign that something serious is happening. Let me be clear. This video isn't designed to scare you. It is designed to help you stop guessing. Because here is the truth. Most people know surprisingly little about headaches, even though nearly everyone experiences them at some point. And what you don't know could be the reason your headaches keep coming back. By the end of this video, you'll understand the major types of headaches, why they happen, what they feel like, and when it is time to stop treating them as just another headache. Stay with me. The last type of headache we'll discuss is one every adult should know about, because recognizing it quickly could make a critical difference. Let's start with a reality check. When most people feel pain in their head, they immediately call it a migraine. Migraine. Migraine becomes a migraine. But here is the truth. That is like calling every chest pain a heart attack. It simply isn't accurate. Different headaches produce different symptoms. Different headaches have different causes, and different headaches often require different approaches. Nobody tells you this. The location of your pain can provide important clues. Pain behind one eye. That could mean something very different than pressure across your forehead. Pain that throbs. Different story. Pain that feels like a tight band squeezing your head. Different story again. The problem is that most people never learn how to recognize these differences. Instead, they lump every headache into one category and hope for the best. That is why understanding headache types matters. Not because it is interesting, because it can help you respond appropriately. And sometimes that matters more than people realize. Picture this. It is 4 p.m. You've been staring at a computer screen since morning. Your shoulders are tight. Your neck feels stiff. You skipped lunch. You've had 3 cups of coffee. Emails keep coming. Deadlines keep piling up. Then it starts. A dull ache. Nothing dramatic. Nothing explosive. Just pressure, steady pressure. It slowly wraps around your forehead. Maybe it spreads to the back of your head. Maybe your neck starts hurting too. Sound familiar? That is because tension headaches are the most common headache type worldwide, and millions of people experience them regularly. The pain is usually mild to moderate. It often feels like a tight band squeezing the head, not throbbing, not pounding, just persistent pressure. Here is the truth. Stress is one of the biggest triggers. But it isn't the only one. Poor posture, muscle tension, lack of sleep, eye strain, dehydration, long hours at a desk. All of these can contribute. Nobody tells you this. Sometimes the muscles in your neck and shoulders are working overtime without you realizing it. And those muscles can contribute to the pain you are feeling in your head. The good news, tension headaches are usually not dangerous, but that doesn't mean they should be ignored. Frequent tension headaches may be a sign that something in your daily routine needs attention. Now let's talk about migraines, and let's clear up one of the biggest misconceptions in health. A migraine is not simply a severe headache. It is much more complex than that. Many migraine sufferers know exactly what I am talking about. The pain often throbs. It may affect one side of the head. Physical activity can make it worse. Bright lights become unbearable. Normal sounds feel amplified. Some people become nauseated. Others experience vomiting. Many need to lie down in a dark room. Imagine trying to work, drive, study, care for children, attend meetings, while feeling like every light and sound is attacking your brain. That is what many migraine sufferers face. And for some people, migraines happen regularly. Here is something many people don't know. Some migraines begin before the pain even starts. Visual disturbances may appear, flashing lights, blind spots, zigzag patterns. This phenomenon is called aura, and it can be frightening if you've never experienced it before. Let me be clear. Migraines are real neurological events. They're not weakness. They're not laziness. They're not excuses. They're legitimate medical conditions that can significantly affect quality of life. Now we're entering territory that many healthcare professionals describe as some of the most severe headache pain imaginable: cluster headaches. Even the name sounds intimidating. And for good reason. People who experience cluster headaches often describe the pain as excruciating. The pain usually occurs around one eye. Sometimes it feels like a hot poker being pushed through the eye socket. The affected eye may become red. It may tear excessively. The eyelid may droop. The nose may become congested. And unlike migraine sufferers who often want to lie still, people with cluster headaches frequently become restless. They pace. They move around. They struggle to find any position that provides relief. Here is the truth. Cluster headaches often occur in cycles, weeks, months, then periods without symptoms. Then suddenly they return. Nobody tells you this. Because cluster headaches are less common than tension headaches or migraines, many people have never heard of them until they experience one. But for those who do suffer from them, the impact can be profound. Let's talk about sinus headaches, or at least what many people think are sinus headaches. You've probably experienced facial pressure before, pain around the cheeks, pressure around the eyes, nasal congestion, and immediately thought, "It is my sinuses, maybe, but maybe not." Research has shown that many people who believe they have sinus headaches may actually be experiencing migraines. That is right. Migraines, not sinus problems. The symptoms can overlap more than most people realize. This is where self-diagnosis becomes risky. Because if you are treating the wrong condition, you are unlikely to get the results you are hoping for. Here is the truth. Persistent facial pain deserves proper evaluation. Guessing may delay appropriate treatment. And that is something worth remembering. Now let's discuss a headache type that surprises almost everyone: medication overuse headaches, often called rebound headaches. The cycle usually starts innocently. You have headaches. You take medication. The medication works. So far, so good. Then headaches become more frequent. You take more medication. The headaches continue. You take even more medication. Eventually, you may find yourself trapped in a frustrating cycle. Pain, medication, temporary relief, more pain. Nobody tells you this. Sometimes the very thing people rely on for relief may contribute to ongoing headaches when used too frequently. This doesn't mean pain medications are bad. Far from it. They help countless people. But it does mean that frequent headache sufferers should pay attention to how often medications are being used. If headaches seem to be increasing instead of improving, it is worth discussing with a healthcare professional. Here is where things get interesting. People often want one simple cause, one simple answer, one simple explanation. But headaches don't work that way. Headaches can be influenced by stress, sleep, hormones, genetics, diet, hydration, blood, vessel, activity, inflammation, illness, vision problems, posture, medication use, and many other factors. That is why two people can have completely different headaches for completely different reasons. Let me be clear. The headache itself is often just the final symptom. The real story may be happening behind the scenes. Understanding triggers can be incredibly valuable because what triggers your headache may not trigger someone else's. Now we need to discuss something important: thunderclap headaches. This is the type of headache everyone should know about. Why? Because timing matters. A thunderclap headache appears suddenly, extremely suddenly. It reaches maximum intensity within seconds or minutes. People often describe it as the worst headache they've ever experienced. Not gradual, not building over hours, immediate, explosive. Here is the truth. Thunderclap headaches require urgent medical evaluation. They can sometimes indicate serious underlying conditions. This isn't a situation where someone should simply wait a few days and hope it goes away. If a headache arrives suddenly and dramatically unlike anything you've experienced before, medical attention is warranted. Knowing this could be important someday. So where does all of this leave us? With a simple but powerful realization. A headache is not a diagnosis. It is a symptom. And different headaches can tell very different stories. tension headaches, migraines, cluster headaches, sinus-related headaches, rebound headaches, thunderclap headaches. Each has its own pattern, its own warning signs, its own implications. Here is the truth. The goal isn't to become obsessed with every headache. The goal is awareness. Pay attention to changes. Pay attention to frequency. Pay attention to severity. And pay attention when something feels different from your usual experience, because your body often gives clues before it gives answers. Disclaimer: this video is intended for educational purposes only and should not replace professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more evidence-based health content designed to help you understand your body and make informed health decisions. And now, I want to hear from you. Which type of headache do you experience most often? Migraine, tension headache, sinus pressure, something else? Leave a comment below. Your experience may help someone else understand their symptoms better. And if you learned something new today, make sure to like this video and subscribe for future health content.